Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting Propagandacast here after 2v2 on Pachino Farmlands. In the north, we have the German army here with BlueSkidrow and Rutra fighting here for the German army, the 26th Panzerdivision, the 3rd and 4th Panzergrenadier companies. In the south stands America here with Anthrax and Quincy fighting here with the 1st Armoured Division, ready to beat down some Germans with support from the 82nd Airborne as well here. 1st and 2nd companies. So we got here BlueSkidrow with Mechanized. We got Rutra with no battle group chosen yet. We got Anthrax with Airborne and heavy machine gun airdrops there. And we finally got Quincy with Armoured. So we're off here to a riveting and amazing battle on a, I think, pretty solid 2v2 map as well there. Again, crowds heading out there. We got machine guns heading northwards here as well. So far, all sides just moving out here, trying to seize as much as the actual farmlands as possible, staying clear of Pachino proper. Probably not wanting to encounter Al. Panzer Pioneer there, falling a bit south of the scouts moving in, but they are risking getting surrounded here by the Germans. Here by the south, as Rutra there slowly moves in here from south side. We've got the assault engineers moving forwards with their M3 grease guns. Panzer they occupying the house here. Scouts there, desperately trying to get in. They're knocking on the door as gently as they can, but the Germans are just going at 9. An absolute disaster there for the scouts. Assault engineers falling back in the face of a glorious German assault team, backed up at the 250 half-take here. Rutra comes swinging down the roads here, going straight for the assault engineers. Rifle squad holding up here. We got a 2nd rifle squad on the way there for Quincy to assist matters here. By the side of the vector point, assault engineers clashing in here, pursuing the Panzergrenadier. We got some very light skirmishing up north here, which I don't think we'll be focusing on right away. Pulling this on, rifle squad here, going for the half-track here. We can see here, though, Rutra is being pushed back. Meanwhile, Anthrax moving to the center up north here. 30 cal is overwhelmed here by BlueSkidrow. There's a lot of stuff happening in the south. The assault is pursuing there the 250 half-track. Gunner there, heroically or desperately, depending on perspective, basically just hosting the assault engineers with as much less as the machine gun can muster. Curtain coming in there, got the communication cables up there, a decent upgrade there to get on your curtain crowd, if it survives long enough, obviously. Center here has fallen. Pachino has been claimed by the United States Army. The 1st Armoured Division. Assault engineers holding up here, trying to count if everyone is still alive. Bob? Yeah. Gene? Yeah. Bob Gene? Yeah. Gene Bob? Yeah. Anyways, 250 out with the Panzer Pioneer inside of it. Closing in on the 250 after Panzers also in support here. Bit of a bullish rush here by Quincy, but is rather coming to a bit unfortunate for him. Switching over to Anthrax here. Mortars on the way there for Anthrax. They're going for 2 riflemen. Got the airdrop 30 cal and the scouts. Situation here by the southern side is getting rather awkward here as the Americans are converging on Rutra, leaving BlueSkidrow, of course, to advance, but he's relying more on support weapons than mechanized infantry. There you go. Half-track down. We could get a wipe here on Anthrax, and, oh, not Anthrax, but Rutra in the early game. There you go. The Panzer Pioneers got wiped alongside the 250 half-track. He's staggering series of blows here to the German army here. 26th Panzer Division here, encountering severe difficulties in the south here, and the Rutra is now short several units, leaving BlueSkidrow to move to secure the center and also trying to hold the flanks here. This could possibly spell out uncontrollable for the Germans if they're not careful, or the Allies play really smartly now. So things are about to get more hectic in the center. We got 30 cal, there's the MD-42 here, 2 machine guns dueling it up, but we got Grenadiers moving up the flank here from BlueSkidrow, gonna flank that 30 cal, gunner centered running here. Mortars hammering away there at the German positions. 30 cal routed. Up northeast, scouts pursuing the Kettenkraut, looking to snatch it for themselves. They don't have to walk as much. Come back here, little Kraut. We just want the bike. It's a Kettenkraut. I don't care. Pioneer sending out the machine gun at the ready here. Scouts ripening forwards. 2nd machine gun here this time, though, from Rutra setting up, ready to try and slow down the Americans there. Mortar inching forwards here under Anthrax command. The German front line here has definitely buckled like a car hit by a freight truck. Grenadiers with a Granate there on the mortar, forcing away here. Popping over to Rutra and the Deutsche Afrika Corps. Down to just one machine gun team and what, 2 Panzer Grenadier squads. The rest of those forces have pretty much just gone kaboom. So, definitely rough going for him there. No tech. Oh, actually, no, man, we do have the light support company up here, of course, for the machine gun. Could maybe go for another one. Assault Grenadiers could also be an addition here for him to consider, or maybe he's planning here the flak fielding. Certainly several choices here that Rutra could currently seek to explore versus the Americans, even as the 1st Armoured pushes through here the center and holds it valiantly in the face of the German onslaught. In the center, the MD-42 here, MD-34 moving up here, Panzers holding up as well. As Sonya's being forced with a flamethrower in hand, backed up by Riflemen. In the center, the Germans trying to put a lockdown in the 1st Armoured Division's advances, and flak feelings are being held in to support the 26th. Up north here, MD-42 this time around, absolutely pulverized on the Riflemen at point-blank range, but there you go, the threat of another squad on the flank here does force BlueSkidrow to reposition, I think. Kenkrat, and we got Panzer Grenadiers up for BlueSkidrow now, and we got another MD-34 Rutra. Going heavy on the suppressive firepower here to try and hold down the 1st Armoured Division here in their rather rascally assaults. So, hectic fighting going here. We got the Panzer Grenadier forwards with a Sturmgewehr 44, ripping through those Yankees here by the far eastern fuel point and sending those pesky Americans all the way back home. Another machine gun gewehr there for Rutra, almost done. Did he cancel or did something else delayed? I don't know. Oh, maybe it's the flak feeling now, obviously. So there you go, moving forwards here. Now, most anti-aircraft guns in the German army were mounted either on half-tracks like this or trucks. It was more of a minority with the flak Panzers, however cool they may be. Oh, fun fact there. Grenadiers of the captain. Captain there definitely wishing he wasn't the captain right now, as he's getting absolutely shredded there by German machine gun fire. Grenadiers punching to assist. And we got the Panzers here going for deep flank, sneaking up through the stream, hoping that their boots, you know, don't spring a leak. So we won't be getting any dry socks for the next 2 months. Grenade off here, rather go force withdraw. Also note the quick merge here with the machine crew here by BlueSkidrow. Thumbs up to that. Excellent handling there. Flak feeling versus the Rifleman there getting a close quarters taste of the 4 20mm flak guns there, and the results are unsurprisingly quite bloody there, as massive pools of, well, not red marmalade are left behind. And on to Skidrow here. Going for the Pack 40's got 2 Panzer Grenadier squads, 1 Grenadier, 2 MD-42s, the Kenkrat and the Panzer Abwehr Kanone 40. We also got multiple mines from Quincy around the fuel point close to the Germans' base here. Greyhound moving forwards for Quincy as well. I mean, fairly nice work there with Quincy. And here in the Panzer pushing 40, 2 squads there. Grenades being chucked at them here alongside probably a few good choice American insults. Scouts moving up there. Your mom's a very classy lady. What does American say? I don't know. I don't speak American. Greyhound flanking about here. Swinging hard at the machine guns here. Definitely been an awkward spot to be in here for both BlueSkidrow and Anthrax, but there you go, flak feeling to the rescue. The Greyhound has its re-exposed here to the flak feeling. The results are gonna be quite spectacularly awful for the Greyhound if it sticks around in that. In the center of the 1st Armoured Division counterattack going on here, even as the 26th Panzer Division has, at least to some degree, secured the center of Pachino here from the Americans. Far north here, though, Germans made great progress courtesy of that cannon crutch, just gobbling up as much as we can. And we got, I believe, yes, a paratroop squad here from the 82nd Airborne supporting the 1st Armoured Division's advance. It's truly a large American offensive here to secure this vital crossroads town to open up the way to Rome. And all of those pizzas. Patton really wants those pizzas, by the way. Anyways, Kenkrat withdrawing up there. Paratroops handing about here. Mines exploding, left, right, and center. Bazookas here, clearly. Anthrax concerned about the possibility of more German light vehicles or tanks already being chucked in the other direction. Another 250 half-track out here. We do have the Panzer Grenadier Company obviously, again, 2 Panzer Grenadier squads, but it would appear that Mr. BlueSkidrow does not see himself as a big fan of the Sturmgeschütze. Could be going Armoured, could of course still go for the Stuke Assault Group. But we'll have to see, of course, what BlueSkidrow is planning versus the Americans. Even as Anthrax paratroopers are forced to abandon here, retreating past one's very nice and lovely, I guess, orange trees. Actually, Dane, oranges don't grow in trees. They grow in bushes. What? Anyways. Grenades have been chucked. Oh, machine gun wiped here. Good push here by Quincy there with his barred up rifle there. Striking hard there. Machine gun team there. Abandoned. We could see him actually grab the machine gun there. East side here, though. Grenadiers pushing back, being pushed back. As we got Panzers there now moving to assist the rifle. No, forced back, not the Grenadiers, though. The Grenadiers could still be forced back here. He's probably keeping them closer to draw away fire from the Panzer Grenadiers because, you know, replacing a Grenadier is a lot cheaper than replacing a Panzer Grenadier. Economics, people. Economics. And back here to Quincy. Triple Rifle Assault Engineers Captain. Machine gun there. He just purloined from the German army. And, of course, a mortar alongside his scouts. South side, we can still see here that Rutra is struggling, even as BlueSkidrow's Panzer Grenadiers are claiming all of their oranges for the fatherland. But the Führer really hates oranges. Really? Yeah, but I thought he was a vegetarian. Well, apparently, he really still doesn't like oranges. Ah, scheiße. Ralph's got pushing the Panzer Grenadiers here, trying to be caught up here by 30 cal. Looking rough here for BlueSkidrow's Panzer Grenadier. His hardened assault troops instead now found themselves on the receiving end of some nasty stuff. There go, bun grenade on their 30 cal, and he gets it. Good seize it here for Deutschland. That's certainly a bit of a blow there to Anthrax. In the south here, though, Quincy is doing a great job. They're keeping Rutra there on the back foot. He's got a Pack 38 out as well here. Sentiment claim what's more with the 26th Panzer Division as some more troops being converged for another assault here. Far south, there's Scott racing in here. Blazing through, well, Rutra's lines, who are absolutely not prepared for the American self-propelled light artillery piece to just come charging through like a toddler in a candy store. Engineers holding up here. We got more stuff being dropped here. Mines being laid down here in the alleys by BlueSkidrow. Rifle pushing for the Panzer Grenadiers. Anti-tank there being airdropped pretty close here. Panzer Grenadier making short work here of Quincy's southern flank to a mild degree. But that said, for the most part, Rutra, though, is retreating across the entire front line. North side remains very much in the hands of the Germans. The orange trees remains the ice. Comes the roundabout, the BAR wielding riflemen. A lot of them out here being got now. Anthrax rifleman equipped with a Browning automatic rifle. I believe it's the A1 model. It could be the A2 model, which is basically a more updated version of the BAR with some various differences. Amongst others, I believe they removed the whole function for a slower automatic fire, which is one of those interesting features that the early BAR had. You had like automatic fire, and then you had slow automatic fire when you need to like walk across no man's land towards the enemy trenches, so you can always fire while walking. Scott, the bombarding machine gun team, they're definitely caught in a bit of a pinch, and now Anthrax here could grab back the MG-34. On here to Anthrax. Let me know, by the way, if this pace is like a bit too quick to switch between them, but that way figure, like, you know, I still maintain, shall I say, the Axis Allies cadence of, like, you know, 1v1 matches, but, you know, at the same time, like, you get a better idea of, like, all the players involved. Pack 38 and Pack 40 here engaging the Scott. Scott definitely having a bad time of it. Mines exploding, their rifle and finding their feet flying right before them as they're trying to escape. Panzer Pioneer in the center there, thwarted by an MG-34, helped by Quincy's machine gun crews there. Trying not to admire the German engineering too much. A grenade there. Oh, Scott on the Panzer gun dealer here. We got 3 Panzer gun squads up over here for BlueSkidrow. Also got the Panzer Company with a Panther on the way for him. We got the Panzer Army Command as well. So, German Army clearly pushing for those Panzers and not just the Panzer Grenadiers. Meanwhile, back at the American base, we got a tank depot up here for Anthrax. Sherman's on the way. He's even gone for Mechanized Support Center. At this rate, he just needs the 76-man conversion. There you go. Tanks not arriving there. In the center, paratroops on against the Panzer Grenadier. South side, we do get BlueSkidrow, I think, poking up there. No, it's Anthrax, or Rutra. Which reminds me, we're just going to... Whoops, wrong one there. There you go. Sorry about that. Just sometimes, like, I don't do a lot of 2v2s, partly because I don't get a lot of them, and I also tend to like, try to find someone I think really interesting, so I don't have this option a lot open here. My apologies, by the way, for this one thing. I obviously shut this game from the start, but, you know, kind of was on a good flow, so I wouldn't want to ruin it. Anyways, Panzers flanking up here. But sometimes you just don't get the jokes as naturally on the second time. Scott flying away here. Bombarding the German forces of the 26th Panzer Division. Back here base, we got the Panther 3 out here for Rutra. And we got here BlueSkidrow's Panzer 4 there. A bit more of a purple one, isn't it? Sherman forts here though for Anthrax. And we pop over to Rutra, who has gone for Armoured Support in the end. Not a big surprise, it is a very good battle group there. Pack 40 here being hit by American artillery fire there. Panther 4 among 4 bats for the 26th Panzer Division. We got the captain pushed back by the Panther 3. Typically, Panther 3s and Panther 4s would be very in different battalions. Typically, the 1st battalion with the Panther 4, 2nd battalion Panther 3s. And of course, once Panthers were introduced, they were typically in the 1st battalion with the Panthers and the 2nd battalion Panther 4s. So, little fun fact there about German organisation on that one. Panzer 3s rolling forward, engaging the scouts out in the open. Flak feeling joining in. Wrapping up the Panzer Grenadier. Sherman Scott here moving up towards the south. I'm guessing here that Quincy's plan is to go for the EC8s. But of course, Mr. Anthrax focuses just more on regular Shermans. Maybe, of course, continuing to go on Mechanized, we'll be seeing the 7.6mm Shermans, which would be pretty good here. 208 versus 389. Shots fired there. Panther engaging the Sherman. Good shot there. Sherman, though, I imagine, is more than happy to return the favour against the Germans. There we go. Good shot. Mine seemingly exploded. Heavy fun here south of Pachino. The north remains firmly German. A lot of supporters around here. I feel like 2 machine guns coming in the centre is a bit overkill. They could probably throw up one of the machine guns for somewhere else. Panther 3 taking still hits from the bazookas. Far south here, we got Rutra making a push here for the southern victory point. Maschinengewehren und Truppen. North of Route got caught with the Panther 4. A field flank here from Quincy. That is slightly going to sort of wipe here. He could have deployed a smoke there with the scouts to save the riflemen, so to say that's a slight miss there by Quincy. Emo grenades over the Panzer Grenadier machine gun there is about to get trounced as we got Anthrax charging through there with the Sherman straight for the MU-34. Flak feeling there still at it. Close for T2. Southern victory point falling back into the hands of the Americans. More fighting around the centre. And we got a Nebelwerfer out here from BlueSkidrow. Bombarding here the Americans. Mortars getting absolutely incinerated as the incendiary content of the Nebelwerfer fires away there. Note the Nebelwerfers also had high explosive rockets, at which point it was very much the shockwaves that would typically kill the troops, basically causing their lungs to burst due to the sheer sudden change in pressure around them. Brutal stuff, obviously. And over to BlueSkidrow here, who's got the 3 Panther Grenadiers. Panther 4 is going for another Nebelwerfer here. Obviously a good response here to the fact the Americans digging around here. This makes for very good artillery targets. And there's certainly an argument the Americans probably, you know, want to start pulling for more tanks to get more aggressive. We also got the 7.6mm Sherman up here, upgraded now for Anthrax. So a lot of stuff going on here, mortar firing down. We got the Stuckhouse Fuss here out for Rutra. Dedicated to the Panzers, got mortar firing down, death on them. Sherman racing forwards, packed shooting, stuff exploding, Germans dying here as the 1st Armoured Division once more pulls off 6 of assault here against the southern flank with the 26th Panzer Division. Church there still standing for how much longer, who knows. Smoke deployed here by the American support the assault, but it's not quite working out. More mortar fire, more death, more kabooms. We do have the 8 item cover. We also got the Syrian artillery barrage. Spawning skills well there. So interesting enough, it's worth noting he's not quite pushing straight for, say, a fast Panther, which is what most mechanized surrounded players would be doing under these circumstances. So, you know, a bit interesting there, but there's definitely every chance this is going to turn into like a bigger tank battle here, the way things are shaping up. We got, you know, EC8s, we got 7.6mm Shermans, there's likely Panthers on the horizons, and of course, a bunch of Panzer 3s, so this is going to be a possibly explosive match. Center this form to the German army. 26th Panzer Division has broken the center here. Center lines here of the 1st Armoured Division. Machine guns being wrecked here as the Germans want nothing with it. Paratroopers scouting northwards, backed up by the Sherman there. Looks like Anthrax going to try and make some progress there against BlueSkidrow. I think that's very smart. Bit dangerous to allow the players to like just control like one half of the map with the little F. In this case, just 2 machine guns. So I think it's a good move to push in there. But that said, as this happens, the Germans push through here to the south, heading the American lines here. And Quincy and Anthrax do not appear to be quite ready for that. But we do have the 2 Panzer squads that are routed. Riflemen versus Panzer Grenadiers and the Panther III here. Closing on that EC8 here, Mr. Quincy. North here, Panther IV counterattacking, even as Anthrax is making a mockery there of BlueSkidrow's, well, orchard defense there. In the south, though, we got Rutra here breaking through Quincy's lines. He is close to that EC8, but again, his decision to stall for it obviously means he's not providing as much pressure as he can, and it also means the Germans have more room to like push back. But in particular, it kind of means that Rutra can actually help recover from the RGD series of early setup developments in the early game. Might even see, yes, another Panther III there, very good. And we got another Panther IV as well now here for BlueSkidrow. But there's certainly a lot more pressure, I think, on Anthrax to carry this match until these seats start hitting. We got another 7.6 machine on the way here for the Americans, so yeah, definitely developing into like a pretty intense tank battle. Of course, the other issue for the Americans is just these 2 Needlewerfers, which further makes it difficult to like just stall out. In particular for Quincy, it becomes very, very difficult to stall out because the Needlewerfers, well, you know, they're gonna make that a bit rubbish. Got the Shining Suffords here, loads of riflemen as well there from Quincy and Anthrax. Center of their men being caught here by a massive swarm of Panzer Grenadiers from BlueSkidrow. Got BARs left behind in the middle of the road. Panther IV's moving to assist up north. The 2 Panther IVs moving in there. Germans definitely getting the armored upper hand. We got armored side skirts. 2 thumbs up. Increases the side armor of the Panzer IV. South RT Shermans moving forwards. We also got the improvised armor upgrade here for the Shermans, making them also a fair bit tougher there, both frontally and side armor-wise. American crews would use a variety of the elements to try and like an improvised extra armor on the tanks, from tank treads, sandbags, wooden logs, and some would just straight up weld a lot more steel on it, basically creating their own improvised jumbo Shermans, as a fun fact. So, go to Anthrax here, even as I mentioned, Quincy's getting closer to the EC8. Center being occupied by 2 Panther IVs. Panzer there with BARs, and there you go, just wipes Quincy's assault engineers here. A mass of German violence there, pushing in. But we got a bombing strike here in from Anthrax. Too late there, I think, in some regards. Yep. I mean, it levels a lot of the buildings, but doesn't make much of an impact on the Panzers there. We got the Sherman in pursuit. We got Needler firing down here. The center of Pachino is just utter chaos here. Carnage writ large.
A fuel point is being seized by the enemy.
Now we got the Panthers flanking in here, but we do finally get the EC8 out here for Quincy, so that's 3 Shermans with high velocity guns here. It's certainly going to be a bit of a headache there for the German Panzers, as those 7.6mm guns won't have any issues with the Panther IV's frontal armor, and certainly not the Panther III's. So not the Model L, which was certainly not one of the most heavily armoured models. There have been the Model M and the Model N, which added a bit more frontal armour alongside armoured side skirts. Got an entering airdrop here for Anthrax. So the Americans definitely think need to like get more aggressive. Partly because they need to like, you know, somehow deal with that, but also they're just going to be on the receiving end of so much firepower right now. And particularly, I think like the best bet is just to hit Rutra again, because he's the guy with the Panzer IVs, and like say hitting his Panzer IVs would count the Shermans is probably a great way of knocking out those Panzer IVs. Of course, Rutra expecting this is laying down mines, I think. Help deal with that. There goes Sherman rushing forward here, the EC8. Rat Pit leads the charge. Hunter Pioneer being slammed here in the center. We got Rifleman getting smoke deployed here as well. Up north, Anthrax to make a bit of an attempt here to grab into the north side again. That could also be another way to they could position the assault. Push northwards, try and arm any German units, and then swing from the north towards the south. That would honestly make more sense attacking Rutra head on, actually. EC8 versus the Panzers here by the southern field point. Center there. Panzers are counterattacking once more here under BlueSkidrow's command. And we see the Anthrax riflemen are being sent scurrying back towards the base here. We've even got multiple BARs now on those Panzer Grenadier. Back to Rutra. Panther 4's moving in there. Further up north, machines on the scouts there. Sherman's communicating the Panther 4. Smoke being deployed here, courtesy of the Mechanized Valkyrie, of course. Panther 4, though, can't get away from the east from the 76mm Shermans here. Do we get any white phosphorus shells? That ought to be pretty good here, I think. Almost got one Panther 4s here. There we go. One Panzer 4 kaput, scoring a kill here for the 1st Armoured Division, leaving the 26 Panzer short one Panzer. South here, men here. Oh, we actually got mines. That's M6 anti-tank mines being laid down by Quincy, I believe. Yes, thumbs up. Less thumbs up, of course, he's doing it right under the opponent's nose. Almost got a Panther 3 here, but it does scurry away here. We do get Quincy committing an EC8 to that, and we got a second EC8 out here. That is 4 Shermans now versus 2 Panther 3s and a Panzer 4. I would say the armored advantage is now swinging more in favor of the Americans, but are they capable of using it? 250 after kaput. We can secure the center. Robin caught here. Murder out in the open. Panther 4 charging through there for Das Vaterland. Crowds caught there close to extermination. And another Nebula of barrage. We've got murders out here for Rutra. No sign of, say, armored reserves. Mines there, yeah, ruined. I mean, I like the idea. I mean, again, the M6 anti-tank mine is incredibly powerful. It does like 600 damage, which is like, you know, a fat portion like any tank's health. I mean, it's an excellent mine to lay down, plus it delivers heavy engine damage. Email back here, East 76% being fixed, needs more tanks. But I feel like they need to like hit the north side here. They're so focused on the south center axis that again they're allowing the Germans to like converge their forces towards the south more easily. And there you go. Quincy's EC8's being drawn into the Panther 3, but crucially the Marder. Got that Sherman knocked out here. 50 cals are being added. That's nice. Anti-tank gun point in the wrong direction. Great for the Germans. Less so for the Americans. As Rutra there moves in for the fatherland, and the 26th Panzer short assault years counter-attacking grenades being chucked. And narrowly Anthrax hauls the anti-tank into safety. Up north again, there's some light probing, but nothing major either there. Sonya's pushing back the Panzer Pioneer center once more. A massive Panzer Grenadier push here from BlueSkidrow. Just get perspective going to go to now. He is closing in on a Panther now. So you're not going to go for Vesper. Panther 4, they're getting hit by grenades. This could actually get bad here, the BlueSkidrow. Then he's going to lose both those Panther 4s and machine gun. Also means the orchards there could fall into the hands of the German or the Americans here in the 1st Armored Division. Almost got the machine, but the smoke from the Panther 4 actually saves the machine gun crew here. Thumbs up. Engineers flanking up behind. Easters are going for that Panther 4. They want it. And they will likely get it. We got eventually 276 for Sherman. This is bad news for BlueSkidrow's Panzerkampfwagen. Down it goes. Great kill there. Suddenly BlueSkidrow is actually looking a bit weak there. But, oh, never mind. We got the Panther in there. That helps certainly. I was about to say, if he didn't get that Panther out then soon, he's going to like get completely trounced. The Americans could like just gain a big advantage in mobility. But there you go. Panthers arrived to support the 26th Panzer Division. Center there, German troops being pummeled. So many explosions, so much artillery. 76 Germans converging in the center. EC8's back at base for repairs as they very badly need them. Panzer Grenadier being forced back by the Shermans. Panther moving forwards. Fun fact, once the 1st Panzer Division arrived with Panthers in Italy, the commander of the corps where the Panzer Division was attached would actually remove the Panthers from the division and turn them into a corps reserve. So they were basically much further away from the front line in that sense. Which kind of explains the Panther being a corps in there. So there's a little fun fact. Panther being bouncing shots falling back here, 80mm of sloped frontal armor. Certainly quite formidable. Panther fleets engaging the 7EC8 here from Quincy. Marder joining in, Pack 38, grenades being chucked. The EC8 they're repaired as well. Scott hanging back. We got another 76 Sherman out there. That's, I believe, a total then of, well, 5 Shermans with 76mm guns. That's a lot of tanks. But now we got another Panther for BlueSkidrow and the German Panzerwaffe. Bring in more, but there you go. Panther being caught here with the Shermans as they push in the south here. Could this be a collapse of the German flank in the south? Looks like the answer to that is possibly no. North here pushing forward. So you've got the Panthers versus the Bazookas troops. Center showing up and catching Panzer Grenadier out in the open. Things are quite hectic. And back to Quincy. 168 versus 180. Definitely feels like the Americans, despite technically having the tank advantage, are struggling to use it. There you go. Sherman knocked out here by the Panther Thieves and the Marder. A bit of a stinging blow here. And it's certainly a nice kill for the 26th Panzer Division. That's probably the first Sherman kill too, having lost multiple Panther Falls up till then. Meanwhile, though, Rutra is taking advantage of this collapse of the American armored concentration south to push forwards here. And meanwhile, in the center there, BlueSkidrow pushes in here with this Panther column, striking at the Americans. But there you go. We've got artillery called in here, forcing the Americans back. I believe that is from the Mechanized battle group there. That means this entire is going to get hit with a lot of artillery. Church collapses as German artillery shells they just come crashing through remains of the roof. Buildings are just being pulverized. Got more stuff being airdropped. We got the Stukas was flying away there. At this rate, the church is going to turn into complete rubble here. Another wave of German attacks water center here. EC8's good to go. Scott hanging back. 76 machines been caught in a sea of fire. German troops moving forwards, and now with the infantry moving forwards, the Panthers ready to support them. Good move there. Sherman exposed to the rear. That said, against the Panthers, probably not a big deal. And there you go, Pack joining in. Quite the blow here. Sherman kaput. Meanwhile, Panther Thieves Armoured Support pushing for the south here, forcing back Quincy's EC8s here. And there you go, bombing strikes down. Machine gun crews just evaporating, completely removed from the face of this earth. Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward again. Vertical, ripping through the German troops. Sherman there, thrashing away their Panthers, pushing through what is now, well, what once was the main road of Pachino there. Now it's just a series of bombed out craters. Now we got those 3 EC8s here. Quincy turning to the power, Brad Pitt to turn the tide here, charging in, but we got the Luftwaffe now counterattacking into the mass of tanks here. Panthers also counterattacking here, and there you go, 1 EC8 down. 1 EC8 down. Over to Anthrax, who has lost all of his tanks, most of his infantry now, meaning it's just Quincy has 2 EC8s now. So that's down from 5 Shermans to 2. There's quite the blow, and to insult to injury, Rutra has now called in a Tiger tank as well there, increasing the overall arm advantage now for the Germans, actually steadily securing them it. So looking very grim for the Americans, looking very grim. Got artillery fire there, more death, more destruction. North here, Panzer moving forwards. 84 was 268. Pack 30 moving forwards, backed up by Riflemen. Tiger tank being sent southwards. Gain Rifle tank along mines though, not bad. That said, there's a Tiger tank, you're gonna need like 3 M6 anti-tank mines to knock it out.
We got bombs with Jerry's name on them.
Go, GG. GG. There you go, game over. A brutal fight here on Pachino Farmlands. Heavy losses on both sides. In the end, though, I think there's the Americans' inability to, like, really leverage the fact they had 5 tanks and, like, just think coordinate a good push that really sort of cost them the game. They gave the Germans too much time to recover at several crucial times. And part also because Quincy decided to, like, just all up for those easy, I think, too much. And that gave the Germans time to build up. They also get more initiative. And the Germans, compared to the Americans, were keen to exploit it. For example, like, several times, the north side here was wide open, a good push with tanks and infantry. I think could have swung things up there and then could have swung into the side then of, say, BlueSkidrow, at which point, you know, Rutra would have struggled to get up there. Instead, they just kept pushing in here with the Germans much more easily to, for some, concentrate all the fire against a smaller, you know, zone of control there. So I think tactically the Allies, you know, kind of shot themselves in the foot, where strategically I think they actually had the advantage. And then, of course, once they threw away the tactical advantage, you know, strategically they also slipped through. Once the Germans, you know, was able to pull in the Panthers and eventually a Tiger tank. So Definitely some issues there with, I think, American strategy here, but I think overall nice intense fight here. Nice to see some armored action overall. So, hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Help support the Propagandacast by getting out the video to more people via the YouTube algorithms. Otherwise, you can donate or pledge on Patreon, which support more directly. Links in the description. Every bit helps me keep making these videos. So thank you all for joining in, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.